Spring is finally here and it's the perfect time to reset and refresh. But the question is, how do we actually make the most out of spring? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of practical tips to romanticize this season, how to take advantage of this time, and also how to just make every moment of spring count. Hi, my name is Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. I create content on wellness, personal development, lifestyle, travel, and more. If you guys are into that, make sure you go ahead and subscribe down below. Let's go ahead and get right into today's video. So the first tip to make the most out of spring is to find community. As much as I am all about enjoying your own solitude, self-love, solo dating, I think it's also very important to find community and be community. Like, we all need people in our life that are going to help us become our best selves. That doesn't mean like to accept, toxic relationships or things that aren't healthy. But again, I think finding and seeking out those healthy relationships is very important to our overall well-being and self-development. And there's so many benefits of having community and having those healthy relationships. We're able to learn things about ourselves. We're able to have different points of views and just overall having companionship. I feel like spring is a perfect time to really lean into finding community, because usually at the beginning of the year, January, February, we're like really isolated. We're in our hibernation season, so we're spending more time inside, enjoying our own solitude, really pouring into like our goals, setting routines, things like that. But when I feel like the springtime, we really should just lean into that energy of like meeting new people, having new connections, stepping outside of our comfort zone, and doing things that I feel like are going to challenge us and grow us. And I feel like the spring really embodies that and really shows us how to lean into that with more ease. Most people can also feel it in the air as well too, wanting to go out more, wanting to like socialize again as well too. So I think really using this time to find community is so important. And when it comes to community, I feel like, obviously we are in a loneliness epidemic. Like, more people are craving just deep and fulfilling relationships. But one thing that I feel like when it comes to finding friendships and community is that you have to actually be intentional about seeking those things out. As much as we are about going after our goals and being very ambitious, I feel like we should apply that same energy to also seeking out friendships and relationships. It requires effort. It requires intentionality. It requires us to get out of our comfort zone, and it requires us to be in spaces that we normally don't want to frequent alone. And that's why I feel like another plus, of solo dating is being able to meet other people who don't wait for others to experience life, but they're outside doing what they love. You get to meet other people who are aligned to you in the sense of they want to go out and explore and meet new people. And that requires you to have, the confidence to go out by yourself and connect with others. It takes you putting yourself out there, which is, it can be scary, but it requires you to do that in order for you to be outside and meet other people. More than just like meeting people as well too, you have to actually show up and pour into those friendships as well too, right? You have to check in, you have to, and sometimes be inconvenienced. Friendships nowadays, people don't want to be inconvenienced, but it's like when you're in community, it requires you to be inconvenienced sometimes, and that's okay. Like, you want to show up for your friends, to take them to the airport or take them to wherever they need to go, or like just help each other out. Like, that's what community is about. And I feel like lately, the world or society has become very isolated. And again, I feel like when it comes to just like seeking out those relationships, we have to take that step first and to really put ourselves out there first. And there's so many ways to really find community. There's so many like community-based apps. Like, I've mentioned the one Meetup so many times on this channel. It's pretty much an app to where you can like find local things to do in your area, like cooking classes, hiking. There's different activities to do, and you get to meet up with other people who are also maybe going alone or just looking for a group to like do the activity with. You can meet so many different people and make friendships that way. There's so many different Facebook groups that you can also join. There's book clubs, running groups. Like, there's so many different ways for us to like meet different people. And again, there's so many people who are seeking that community, but it really starts with just putting yourself out there first to really make those connections, And honestly, like, a majority of my friends now that I've met have been women that I've met like in the online space, right? So even putting yourself out there can just look like posting videos of what you're passionate about, whether it's like cozy hobbies or things that you love and enjoy. And there will be other women out there who resonate with that, and they're going to want to connect with you on a deeper level as well too. You just never know who you're going to come across when you have that courage to just put yourself out there. The next tip to really take advantage of this season is to get out of your comfort zone. So this is pretty much still relating to my first point of like doing things that are scary to you, but you're going to come out of it being a whole different person and a more knowledgeable, educated, or whatever, like a more confident version of yourself. And so use that energy of spring to really do things that terrify you and that you've always wanted to do, whether it's like going on solo dates, whether it's picking up a new hobby, maybe it's asking someone on a friend date, or trying new sports or starting a YouTube channel. Whatever it is, do something that really is going to push you and help you grow as a person. And I feel like there's no better time to do that than the springtime. Try new experiences, try different foods for the first time. There's so many spring themed dishes that are available in your local restaurants or bakeries. There's so many different activities that are spring related. The weather weather is amazing right now, so it's like use that to your advantage. Maybe spend more time at the pool. Here in Florida, there's so many different springs and things to do outside. I'm definitely using the spring to just be more in nature, go on more walks, kayaking, or maybe it's just like picking up something that you wanted to learn or doing something that you feel like you've been putting on the back burner. I think spring is the perfect time to really to take care of whatever that you've been like holding on to or not fulfilling in a sense. Spring is all about new, right? So it's like new everything, refreshing your closet, trying new fashion choices, trying out a new wardrobe. Maybe it's a new route to work. Maybe instead of taking the regular way to work, maybe it's doing the more scenic route. Maybe it's doing a new path on your walking trail, or it's attending more networking events, you know? So I just think really using this season and this thing of like newness is key to really taking advantage of this time. And I said it in my past winter video, but I feel like March and just the spring is like really what New Year is all about. Like I don't really celebrate, well, obviously you celebrate New Year's, but I don't really think the New Year starts until spring. So that's why I feel like this energy feels so exciting and new and fresh and different. And I think that's why we can really use this time to implement our intentions. The next thing to do for the spring season is to do a proper reset and refresh. So this means spring cleaning, getting rid of things that no longer serve you. That can mean literally like clothes, it can mean people, it can mean environments, whatever is not serving you anymore. It's really key to really let that go in the past and step into this new season with just a proper refresh and reset, to like reset and do everything from a perspective of like, okay, I want to welcome in the new. But in order for me to do that, I have to let go of the olds first, right? Like taking care of things that you've been putting off for the longest. Like for me, I had so many tasks I was like, oh, I'll take care of it later. But I'm like, you know what? Let me use the spring season to really just like declutter my closet. I have an organizing video like maybe a few weeks ago. I finally sat down and just organized my closet and got rid of all my clothes that I no longer wore. I feel so much more just clear. It allows me to just come into my home feeling a lot more relaxed and at peace. Also setting new intentions plus new goals. As you guys know, it's the start of Q2, so we're looking at to see what goals do we want to complete for the next quarter. For me personally, I set yearly goals, but I split them up into different quarters. So that way I'm intentional about like focusing on a certain amount of tasks throughout each quarter, instead of just being like, oh, I'll just put down, you know, a whole list of things and then hopefully I'll get it done throughout the year, you know? So that's like my process when it comes to just like going after my yearly goals, is doing it in quarters. That way I can use all my energy and all my focus into those 3 months. But again, setting quarterly intentions of like, what do you want to see for the next 3 months? And honestly, it can just be like, how do you want to feel in the next 3 months too, right? Like, do you want to work on your mental health? Do you want to be more social and attend more parties, attend more gatherings, maybe even host gatherings? Do you want to travel more? So it's really just setting those intentions to like give you something to look forward to for the month. Like I know for me, I've started doing like these little monthly mini vision boards that I create on Pinterest, and honestly, it's really fun. It gives you a map of like what this month is to come. Like for March, I went to the Renaissance Festival, I went to New York, so I like took little pictures from Pinterest and I made like a little cute collage on Pinterest, and then I have it as like my phone's wallpaper. So every time I open up my phone, I see all of my intentions for the month, and it really makes me excited for my upcoming trip and my upcoming things that I have going on in the month, and just something fun to do. Like it's really like crafty, it's fun, and again, it just gives me something to look forward to for the season. So definitely recommend doing like those little cute vision boards if you're into that. Like I'm a very visual person. Some people have different processes, but I know for me, I love curating and putting different images together to give me a feeling of like what's to come. You can also use this time to really reflect on the previous quarter of what you would like to accomplish, what you would want to take with you in Q2, what you want to leave in Q1. Just using the month to really reflect on the previous quarter, I think it's really beneficial to figure out how you want to move forward for the rest of the year and just for the rest of the season. The next thing to do for the spring season is to obviously romanticize the season. So this means doing all the fun little spring things that spring has to offer. So taking advantage of the weather, right? Like I said earlier, going outside more, being in water, being in nature, doing cozy hobbies. I mention hobbies all the time on my channel. Hobbies are so beneficial to have, just to give you something to look forward to outside of work or outside of something that you can like monetize, just something that you solely do for you, and it gives you a sense of peace and like creativity. It helps you, you know, find community. Like there's so many benefits to having hobbies, but if you're looking for a couple of spring hobbies, knitting, crocheting, embroidery, cross-stitching, junk journaling, candle making, reading, watercolor painting, which I actually want to try to do and really tap into the spring as well. So this is definitely on my list, is watercolor painting, baking, there's tea and coffee brewing, decorating and organizing, doing like wine tasting. I think wine tasting during the spring is like chef's kiss. And there's so many hobbies that you can do. Tapping into cozy hobbies is like the best way to really like soak in spring. There's like reading a book in the park or by the beach, buying yourself flowers, like tulips, especially because, you know, tulips are in season. Even just creating a spring checklist. I mentioned this in my summer video, but like having a bucket list for all the seasons, a fun way to check off just activities you want to do. And I feel like having a checklist gives you, I guess, accountability to really go after and complete those tasks versus just like, you know, saying that, oh, I want to complete this, I want to be able to do this activity. It really adds that more intentional step into like actually wanting to do it. And whenever you have a list, like having that list or that task checked off just gives you like a dopamine rush as well too. So it's really fun to just like play around and figure out how you can make the most out of the spring and how you can kind of just take every moment to romanticize and really be present in this current season. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments how you plan to spend your spring season, what you plan to do, whether it's an activity or a hobby. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another video next week. Bye.